I just watched Velma by Mindy Kaling on HBO Max, and oh my god, did that show suck. Oh, it sucked so bad. The thing is, the show really thinks it's smart. Mindy Kaling, who basically puts a self-insert here in place of Velma, basically don't think of the show as Velma and Friends. Think of this as Mindy Kaling venting her frustrations on the world and how she may have felt she's been treated as an outsider her whole life. Because that's how this show really comes across, to be honest. If you think this show is about the Scooby-Doo gang that you remember from your childhood or you remember watching, from the cartoons, this is not that. This is Scooby-Doo in name only. Yes, you have a Velma and a Daphne and a Fred and a Shaggy, but you don't even have a Scooby. No. Because Mindy Kaling says that this show is only for mature adults and they don't want to see a talking dog. I mean, why are you doing a Scooby-Doo show without Scooby-Doo? That makes no sense. Nothing in this show makes sense. I don't understand how it got greenlit. Did they want to ruin the childhoods of millions of people across the world? Did they want to intentionally offend the fans that have been loving these characters for decades? Because that's what it seemed like to me. I was watching this show just appalled. I can't believe they actually made this. So I'm going to do a breakdown of this show to accurately and thoroughly explain to you just how awful it is. And the show starts with Velma telling us that this is her origin story.
My name is Velma Dinkley, and this is my origin story. Sure. Normally, origin stories are about tall, handsome guys struggling with the burden of being handed even more power. And if they are about girls, it's usually like, hey, what made this hot chick go crazy?
Okay, this is the first thing. Right off the bat, we start off the show setting the tone, and the very first thing we hear Velma do is compare men to women, while simultaneously somehow dissing both? This is what I'm talking about. She says that in origin stories, typically with men, it's about overcoming adversity and being strong. And with women, it's about women going crazy. It's like she's completely dismissing all of the amazing action female heroes we've had over the years and the fact that we've had some really good origin stories for women. This reminds me of the whole Jennifer Lawrence statement that she thought she was the first female action star. When are these people gonna remember that we've had strong female characters for decades?
Ugh, this school sucks.
Why? Out of nowhere. And I'm not being a prude. It's just, if you're gonna make a typical kid show for adults, why do you feel like you need to go out of your way for this weird, gross out humor to, ha, look at these cockroaches having sex? I don't know. It's just so immature. The humor in the show is just so off and the edginess is so forced.
You ever noticed how pilot episodes of TV shows always have more gratuitous sex and nudity than the rest of the series?
Oh my god, I have. So true.
The self-awareness of it.
Brosnahan's boobs look like.
And Don Cheadle's butt.
Well, I, for one, think it's lame.
Agree.
So lame.
The lamest. Oh, I actually kind of love it.
I mean, this whole scene is talking about, don't you hate when there's gratuitous nudity in the first episode of a new show? And everyone's like, yeah, I totally hate it. And then you see, as the camera pans across and you see all the gratuitous nudity in the first episode. I mean, there's a lot of very self-aware references in this show, but it's it just doubles down on it. It's if we point out the thing, then the thing's not bad, right? But that's not really how good writing works.
No, it's because it was hot.
You can have it both ways!
Oh. No, you can't. Just admit, we are all secretly perverts. Never!
Mindy Kaling, not all of us are perverts. I want to also point out that these are high school students. They're supposed to be 15 years old, and I guess it's okay to sexualize 15-year-olds now, according to Hollywood. Or Mindy Kaling, who says this is what everyone wants. Do you want this? Admit it. Do you? I don't even know how much of the second show.
Casting, Daphne.
Well, as an Asian woman, I, think it's cool. But everyone loves it when white people play Jesus or a professional boxer. Why can't it ever go the other way, right?
What are these statements? Seriously. The dialogue is so Twitter.
Yes. I wasn't expecting such an enlightened answer from such...
Velma? What the?
Brenda? Wait, did you climb in my locker to prove how skinny you are again? Ugh, we get it. She has no brain!
Is that supposed to be funny? Like, did anyone laugh? Has anyone laughed so far? I haven't. And so this girl ends up dead, falling out of the locker, her brain's missing. You know, typical stuff. Again, this is a mystery. It's supposed to be fun. I get it. It's supposed to be funny. I just don't really find it funny.
Anybody?
It's trying too hard to be edgy to be.
I get a phone call and a handsome detective I infuriate with my indifference. God's not real if you two morons are running this investigation.
Are you feeling the Scooby-Doo-ness of the show so far? The edginess, the edgy humor? Don't you remember when, Velma and the original shows were constantly wisecracking edgy sex jokes? Remember that? I don't. This is Scooby-Doo in name only.
Fortunately, we're not done here, Velma. You're a suspect in Brenda's murder.
I'm a suspect? I thought lesbians were good at solving crimes. It's like the one positive stereotype perpetuated by cop shows.
Where are these stereotypes coming from? Like, that there's a stereotype that lesbians are good detectives? I haven't heard of this stereotype. It's like Mindy Kaling is just coming up with stuff to sound smart. It's very weird.
Clearly, someone's trying to frame me. I was waiting to shower alone.
Because of your weight?
Because of your handsome face?
Because of your hairy gorilla arm?
No, because I hate your stupid adopted daughter and her fake-ass friends.
Why is everyone in this universe an asshole? Like, everyone's just a jerk to each other, saying the nastiest things possible. Who am I supposed to latch onto in this show when everyone's just a big jerk?
Look, we know you couldn't kill Brenda, sweetie.
So, the only way we're gonna convince the sheriff you're innocent is if you help us find Brenda's actual murderer.
But that's a mystery, and I don't solve mysteries. Not anymore.
It's moments like these where you can tell they were trying for an offbeat kind of humor type show. Like, the humor in this seems like they're aiming for the Scott Pilgrim style of humor, especially with editing like this. But I don't think it's working out because everyone's just so unlikable that the quirkiness comes across as annoying.
Hey, watch where you're going, jerk. Oh, hey, Fred. It's Velma from school. You cheat off me in Spanish because you think I'm Mexican.
What? This show is just riddled with comments like that where I have to just go, what? Like, there are so many assumptions about various groups of people in this show. Like, Velma is not only the most judgmental person, but also slightly racist, which is ironic.
Thank God you're here. Brenda's.
Into me. Nah, I know. I'm caliente, as this one's people would say.
Okay, what kind of people is Mindy Kaling hanging out with that she thinks everyone's this big of a jerk? Seriously, I want to know. I mean, just to clarify, she wrote, produced, and stars in this show. This is her vehicle. What happened to her that she's just this angry? I want to know.
Dad, you can't just eat soggy fries from the takeout container.
I saw you eat a fry out of the vacuum cleaner last week, so spare me. I've had a long day.
I just want to point out that everyone talks to each other by bickering or arguing. Like, there's only one relationship that we haven't seen yet in this whole show that seems genuine and nice. Otherwise, everyone's just being a bit of a jerk to each other.
Ever since your mother disappeared, you haven't even tried to hang out with the normal kids.
Maybe I'd hang out there more if you hadn't knocked up a Spooner's waitress while your actual wife is still missing.
Velma, that's not fair. I'm not just a wait.
This part of the episode gets very, very strange. And again, it's just forced edginess for the sake of being edgy. Like, just watch.
You got an actual camera? With what money?
Oh, God! I know, but it's about priorities. You need a real camera to capture.
I mean, I get that they're having commentary, I guess, about expectant mothers who, I guess, want to share the news to social media, and they share their whole, like, birthing process to social media. I don't know. The commentary in this show is very flimsy and paper thin, but it's just
a real unmanufactured moment.
This is supposed to be Scooby-Doo.
Velma, real talk, Shiro to Shiro. People
Like,
only
what?
think you're a murderer because you were.
What? You saw that face coming out of the stomach, right? Like, the show was just kind of gross. Like, what the hell?
Let's do it. Ride it.
That was Brenda's favorite song. And yeah, normally in pop culture, when a
That's my dog, y'all. I'm sorry.
girl is murdered, we're all a little like, well, maybe she deserved it. But that is what made Brenda so special. She was the rare that did not deserve to be murdered.
Everyone calls each other such terrible names. Everyone's just like a paper-thin stereotype. I don't understand what is the appeal of this.
I'm trying to pull myself together so I can be the man my father expects me to be. And I want to be as manly as him, but since Brenda died, I can't stop crying like a total puss.
I have this whole thing with my mom.
Did she put her cigars out on you?
No.
I mean, again, why? That's kind of my takeaway here is just why? Why give Fred such a tragic, dark backstory? Why give any of them such a tragic, dark backstory? This is supposed to be a kid's property. Some things can stay a kid's property. I mean, even if you wanted to make it like something where adults could also really enjoy it, I still don't understand why you had to make it so unnecessarily like edgy.
On you?
No. My mom smoked cigarettes. Figuring that out was the first mystery I ever solved.
I'm just clarifying here that in this show, it is now canon that Velma got into the love of solving mysteries due to finding out that her mother smoked cigarettes. Yep.
That was the last time I ever saw her. The police found my mom's car abandoned and empty, except for her glasses and a single wrapped gift. So I put on my mom's glasses and vowed I wouldn't open her gift.
Did you want an origin story for where Velma found her glasses? Because now we have an origin story for Velma's glasses. Are you getting tired of the studios milking our favorite childhood IP yet? Because I am.
Now when I try to solve a mystery, my guilt triggers a potentially heart-stopping hallucination.
So Velma now has trauma-triggered hallucinations due to her childhood trauma of being abandoned by her mother. Fun! Why are we doing this? Why would you take a very popular IP, make a show of it, and then do nothing with the lore of that IP, and instead just make up your own stuff? Like, what are they doing here?
Wow, after hearing that, I not only feel emotionally hooked, I understand the stakes of your journey, Velma.
I hate these self-aware references like, oh, look at here, I just learned your emotional background. Now I'm emotionally invested in your story. Like, being so self-aware about the writing of the show is very off-putting. It just takes you out of the moment. I really hate this self-aware cynicism that's in so much of our media lately.
Fred, watch out!
You're right! If anyone ever saw me talking to you, I'd die of shame. Ow!
Also, they made Fred a loser. I mean, he was always like, you know, the Chad of the group, I guess, but they made him a wimpy loser. Like, why?
There you are.
That Shaggy.
What the hell?
You didn't answer my VMs. Voicemails. Though I left you some other VMs. Voicemails.
I know what VMs are.
Shaggy would never say, check my VMs. Like, this is a different character. Looks and sounds completely different. Very weird.
If I can't convince people I didn't kill Brenda by tomorrow, I'm going to be arrested.
I know, but I also know how to find out who did kill Brenda.
Notice in this scene how he talks. Shaggy is a quintessential stereotype of a stoner, and just the way he usually talks and acts, he's usually very laid back. He says like every other word. This Shaggy is nothing like that. Watch.
On TV shows, the malt shop owner is always a friendly black man or a spicy and meatball Italian. So you're like, oh, the kids come here for the folksy wisdom.
Why is this so judgmental? I feel like every creative human being possible on this planet has been called out for and stereotyped and made fun of in some capacity on this show so far. Yet it's supposed to be progressive? I find that very hypocritical.
Exactly. I think it has something to do with drugs, which I hate.
Shaggy just turned to the camera after saying he hated drugs with a knowing look. This is not the Shaggy we know, because the real Shaggy would never say that.
So I gave Brenda my camera to photograph anything suspicious there, and she said she got a picture of something weird in the bathroom, but didn't say what.
Wait.
It's also very weird that Shaggy is the voice of reason here. Like, Shaggy is the one having all the answers to where they're supposed to investigate, and that Velma is the one asking Shaggy what they should do. Like, the roles here are completely reversed.
If I can find your camera on Sophie, I'd solve Brenda's murder and send Sophie to jail. It's a win-win.
Or maybe we could find the camera together?
Together? Oh. I thought you were, like, suggesting a date.
A date? You wish. A date? What?
So in this version, Shaggy obviously has a huge crush on Velma, which Velma is very mean to him about. Like, she's supposed to be unaware of it, but I think she has to be, because it's so obvious. And she's so cruel about it, too. Like, that's the thing. Velma is just very unlikable in this show.
Holy mother of God.
Yes, it's true. Sophie photographs babies dressed up as vegetables. It's our dirty little...
Okay, how weird is that? So, Velma's dad's girlfriend takes weird pictures of babies in vegetable costumes? What is that? Why?
Sophie photographs babies dressed up as vegetables. It's our dirty little secret, but that's how she afforded the new camera.
Dirty little secret involving taking pictures of babies as vegetables? I don't know, man. This show is very weird.
Is someone trying to solve a mystery?
No, I was just asking a question. Heart attack! Ah!
Velma, what is this?
And so Velma just had another hallucination attack because she was triggered trying to solve a mystery. It made her think of her mother who abandoned her. This happens frequently.
Amon, can't you see that she's trying to solve a mystery?
There you go. Get it?
Don't you love it when your favorite childhood character, Velma, constantly has panic attacks due to her childhood trauma? And it's funny, because this is a comedy. What?
I thought you killed Brenda because she figured out the secret to your diner's popularity.
I get that, but there isn't any secret to it, and I let teens have sex in the bathroom.
This show has a weird fascination, or fixation, I should say, with sexualizing teenagers, and it makes me uncomfortable.
But Velma, I told you this. Your mother didn't go missing because you solved a mystery. She left us.
La 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 la. No, she didn't. Something bad happened to her, and it's my fault. Because if Mom just left us, it means she didn't love us.
So now we're learning that not only was Velma left by her mother, because at first they thought maybe something happened to her, and that's the whole mystery that she's been trying to solve about what happened to her mother. But now her father's telling her, no, Velma, your mother just hated your guts, and she left you on purpose. What? I don't understand why this show is so hell-bent on making every character in this universe, like, awful. Like, why? And it's just, everything is so far from the source material, it's crazy. It's like, they just use the skin of, like, Scooby-Doo, but nothing in it is actually anything relevant to Scooby-Doo. It's very weird.
Oh God, Mom wasn't taken. She left because she hated us.
Yes, so you can stop feeling guilty about your mysteries, Betty.
And you can start changing your personality to fit in and avoid prison! Woohoo!
Okay, here's the other thing. I feel like a lot of the times the show is trying to say that Velma is weird and therefore she should fit in. She should strive to be more normal, which I don't know if that's exactly the kind of values that the original Scooby-Doo would want to share, but obviously Mindy Kaling and gang have entirely different objectives here.
Too soon?
No. No, you're right. It's time to stop feeling guilty and move on.
And then, of course, she shows up with the nice clothes on.
Student from Amorx.
They do the whole ugly duckling becomes a swan because she finally wears some nice clothes shtick. And then, of course, then everyone in the hallway points it out, but they're doing the whole, if we point out the cliche thing, maybe we can get away with the cliche. But I'm telling you, no, you can't. Just because the show points it out doesn't make it better.
It's Velma. I'm just unburdened by the belief I caused my mother to go missing. I'm just a normal, well-adjusted teen now, like all of you.
She is.
My opinion's changed. Velma, do you like playing?
It's weird that the show is intentionally trying to paint everyone as super shallow and vapid. I'm pretty sure that's just how Velma sees the world. Everyone's just awful in this universe.
This outfit is clearly just a ploy to make us think you're not a brain-removing serial killer anymore.
And then they get violent and start just throwing around this, like, paper cutter. Literally cuts this whole guy's leg off. Like, what? What is this show? Who is this show for? Who is the audience?
Fred, naked? Hilarious. We've been dating for a year and he still won't even take his pants. Fred's so self-conscious about his body, he kicks everyone out of the bathroom at Spooner's Malt Shop when he has to use it. That.
Why have they made Fred such a loser? Like, I mean, yeah, Fred has always been a bit of, like, the Chad stereotype in the original series, but in this show, they really made him the butt end of every joke. Like, poor Fred.
Wait, the bathroom at Spooner's Malt Shop? Oh my God. Norville!
Hey, I was rethinking our...
Also, just look at the screen on his computer and how he's looking at a website that says no drugs. And this is supposed to be Shaggy. I guess the humor is supposed to be that Shaggy's known for being, well, at least we assume he's a stoner, just depending on how he acts. But in this case, it's like the opposite. Shaggy's this do-gooder who just hates drugs, hates marijuana. And it's like, I guess that's funny. I don't know. It's just weird.
Friendship this morning, and maybe it's healthier.
No
if I-
time! Driving to Fred's house!
I'll get my windbreak. Why would Fred...
So I'm just clarifying here. Velma just came and got Shaggy, and now they're going to go investigate and try to find out who killed that girl at the beginning of the episode to try to clear Velma's name.
Orville, get off my jock and let me solve this mystery.
And she has another hallucination.
You
just said those were over!
Well, I guess I needed more than 3 minutes online to make a mental health diagnosis, didn't I?
Ha ha ha, don't you get it? Relatable humor. She talks about going online to get a health diagnosis and only spending 3 minutes. Because, you know, when you're sick and you go online and you look up for a health diagnosis to see what's wrong with you and you think you're gonna die, that's why it's funny, right? Because it's relatable. Ha 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 ha. That's funny, right? Get it?
Oh god, here it comes. The big one.
Stop! You can't die!
Why? I'm weird and no one likes me.
That's not true. I like you. Like you.
Wait, what? No, you don't. You're like a brother to me. That's hilarious.
And this part I thought was a bit cruel. Right now, Velma's going through one of her hallucinations because she was triggered by trying to solve a mystery and was reminded of her mother abandoning her. To wake herself out of these hallucinations, she's asking Shaggy to tell her a joke. And the joke is, Shaggy's actually telling his true emotional feelings, and she's just completely brushing him off. Which I thought was, again, just shows that this version of Velma is kind of mean. And I just don't see her as very likable when she's making fun of probably the only likable character on this show so far, which is Shaggy.
Wait, Norville, your joke worked, you genius. Keep making me laugh.
Your face is why I get up in the morning.
One more time,
Poor Shaggy.
Super cringy.
You're the main character in all my dreams.
Okay, stop. I'm peeing. Bingo. Well, these are just Krista hooking up with... Damn, Krista, get it. But...
Even little lines like, dang, Krista, get it. It's like so out of character for Velma. Again, they should have just made an original movie with its own IP that wasn't related to Scooby-Doo, because that seems like what Mindy Kaling originally wanted. This doesn't seem like she set out to make a Scooby-Doo show. This seems like she wanted to make her own little mystery adult comedy show. And they were like, no, we're not giving you money for that. So she decided to go with a known IP because that's what rules Hollywood these days, just to get a green light, and they went along with it. And she changed everything to make it fit like what she originally wanted to make, because this isn't Scooby-Doo.
Because, Velma, Brenda also photographed this.
Wait, your secret is you're hairless?
Not hairless, Velma. I haven't finished going through puberty yet.
Yep, that's the issue. That's why Fred is so insecure. He hasn't gone through puberty yet, and therefore he's afraid that he's not the true alpha male yet, and that he'll be laughed at because there's no hair on his legs. That's Fred's big secret the whole time. Again, it's just like, who is this appealing to? Seriously.
Which is why Brenda and her stupid camera left me no choice but the unthinkable.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna do to you what I did to Brenda.
What'd they do to Fred, man? At this point, is it bad that I would not care at all if Fred killed Velma? That's how much she's been so unlikable so far. And I can't show this bit because it's probably too gory for advertisers, but Fred was just shot by Shaggy.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh no, by the
You saved my
detective.
life. You're not terrible cops after all.
Hey, so if you no longer feel guilty for your mom's disappearance, why do you think you hallucinated? The rules feel a bit muddy.
Sorry I'm not a drunk on the verge of losing custody like every other woman solving murders these days.
What are these lines? Sorry, I'm not a drunk about to lose custody like every other murder mystery woman these days. Like, what is Mindy Kaling watching? What shows and movies is she watching that this is her view of the world? It's very twisted. Like, what cliche is that? I've never heard of that.
Velma?
Wait. Yep.
Krista! And she also has no brain!
So another body falls out of the trash can. I can't show it. So we have another dead person. And I guess it's up to Velma to figure out what's going on. And that was my reaction / breakdown to episode 1 of Velma. Did you guys like the show, or did you hate it like I did? Because I find this show has very little redeeming qualities. I don't understand how this is Scooby-Doo. It's something entirely different, just with Scooby-Doo names. That's pretty much it. Scooby-Doo isn't even in this, so I don't understand who this show was really marketed towards. Like, who's the audience? But you tell me in the comments, who do you think the audience is? Did you like the show? Did watching my review and recap make you want to watch it? Please let me know. I genuinely want to know. If you want to see more reaction videos like this, please subscribe to the channel, and also let me know in the comments if you like videos like this. This is the first time I've done a reaction video like this, so please let me know if you like this format and what other things you want me to react to. As always, my name has been Brittany. If you can give this video a like, it really helps the algorithm know that you like the video and it shares it to other people. As always, my name has been Brittany, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.